In the last lecture, what did we do? We did the galvanic cell, okay, and we also said the galvanic cell had two different cells, one which was or two different compartments, one which was known as the oxidation half cell and the other one which was known as the reduction half cell. Okay, now when we are talking of two different cells, obviously if there is two different cells, there is going to be potential difference between the two cells because of flow of electrons. One of it will have a less potential difference and the other one will have a high potential difference. Because of this potential difference, the current flows. If there is no potential difference between the oxidation half cell and the reduction half cell, no current that is going to flow. Okay, so this potential difference between the two cells, when current flows, it is known as EMF of the cell or electromotive force, right? It is known as EMF of the cell or it is known as electromotive force. Basically, this electromotive force is only the potential difference across the cell. We know that in any galvanic cell, there is one anode where the oxidation is taking place and there is a cathode in which reduction is taking place. We have also seen that the electrons flow from the anode to the cathode, right? Therefore, current will flow from cathode to the anode in an opposite direction to which the electrons are flowing. To calculate the EMF of a cell, there are three different methods. To calculate the EMF of the cell, this is very important because generally we are going to link our next topic with this only. So it is important for us to know how to calculate the EMF of a cell, right? So EMF of a cell can be calculated by three methods. In the first method, when oxidation potential of anode and reduction potential of cathode is given. If this is given to us in the question, that is oxidation potential of anode and reduction potential of cathode is given, then the E cell that is equal to E naught cell. What do we understand by naught over here? When the conditions of the reactants and the products is standard, that is we are taking 1 molar concentration. That is the standard electrode potential of a cell or standard EMF of a cell, right? So E naught cell over here, that will be given as what? It will be given as oxidation potential of the anode plus reduction potential of the cathode. Okay, that is only when oxidation potential of anode is given and reduction potential of cathode is given, we can use this method. The second method is when reduction potential of both the electrodes are given. When reduction potentials of both the electrodes is given. Okay. Now when reduction potential of both the electrodes is given, in that case the E naught cell that becomes equal to E cathode minus E anode. The reduction potential of the cathode minus the reduction potential of the anode, or it is also written as E right minus E left. That is the reduction potential of the reduction half cell, which is on the right hand side, minus the reduction potential of the left half cell in which oxidation that is going to take place. Okay. Then the third method over here, when both the oxidation potentials of electrodes are taken. Here we are taking oxidation potential of anode and reduction potential of cathode. Here we are taking reduction potential of both the electrodes. Now in the third case, when oxidation potential of both the electrodes is given, right? In that case, the E naught cell, that is going to be equal to E naught of anode minus E naught of cathode, right? E naught of anode, that is oxidation potential of anode minus oxidation potential of cathode, that is going to give us the EMF of a cell. Now, as you can see, we are using two different names over here. One which is the EMF of a cell, and the second one is potential difference. There is a difference between both the terms, as both the terms they are not same. So let's see what is the difference between EMF of a cell and potential difference of a cell. Difference in EMF and potential difference. What is the difference between the two? So we are going to do it in a tabular form. EMF and potential difference. Okay, so now when we are talking of EMF, EMF is the potential difference when no current is flowing through the cell. Potential difference when no current is flowing through the cell. Whereas when we are talking of potential difference, it is the difference in electrode potential when current is flowing. It is the difference in electrode potential when current is flowing through the cell. When current is flowing through the cell. Okay? Then the second difference, the EMF, it is the maximum voltage that a cell can deliver. Okay? So it is, EMF is the maximum voltage a cell can deliver, whereas when we are talking of potential difference, when we are talking of potential difference, then it is less than maximum voltage. It is not the maximum voltage, but it is less than maximum voltage a cell can deliver. Okay? Then the third difference between the two, it is responsible for steady flow of current. EMF is responsible for steady flow of current, whereas the potential difference is not responsible potential difference is not responsible for steady flow of current. Okay? So these are the differences. Then we have another kind of cells, one which is known as reversible cell and irreversible cells. What do we we understand by these two terms? If we are talking of the galvanic cell, the E naught cell for the galvanic cell, that is calculated or measured as 1.1 volt. Okay, so over here we say then that as the voltage is less than 1.1 volt, if the voltage is less than 1.1 volt, then the cell is operative, or the electrons keep flowing from the anode to the cathode, and the current will keep flowing from the cathode to the anode, right? Now once the voltage reaches 1.1, once the voltage reaches 1.1, no current flows through the cell. No flowing of current occurs. Okay? So E naught cell, when it is equal to 1.1, then no current is flowing through the cell. But once the E naught cell, it becomes greater than 1.1 volt. Right? When it is less than 1.1 volt, till that time the reaction of the galvanic cell is Zn plus Cu2 positive to give us Cu plus Zn2 positive. This is the reaction which we had done when we were doing the galvanic cell. Now once the E naught cell is greater than 1.1, in that case the reverse reaction is going to take place. Okay, so the reaction is reversed. That is, the reaction would be Zn2 positive plus Cu to give Cu2 positive plus Zn. Now the galvanic cell, it becomes equal to electrolytic cell in the third case. Okay, so what is happening over here is that at a voltage greater than 1.1 volts, the reaction is being reversed. Now the current will flow from anode to cathode, and the electrons will flow from cathode to anode, and the whole system that is reversed. Such cells in which by increasing the voltage than normal, when we can reverse the reaction, such cells, they are said to be reversible cells. Okay, in which the reaction that is going to be reversed. But then there are cells in which such reactions cannot be reversed. So what are we saying? That all those cells in which reactions cannot be reversed, reactions cannot be reversed are called irreversible reactions. Are called irreversible reactions. Like for example, we have zinc and copper. We have zinc and copper. Both they are dipped in H2SO4 solution, aqueous H2SO4 solution. Such a cell that cannot be reversed, so this cell that is known as irreversible reaction. Clear? Now when we are talking of any galvanic cell, we also spoke about one thing, which is spontaneity of a cell. How do we predict whether the reaction is spontaneous? Prediction of spontaneity of a cell. How do we predict the spontaneity of a cell? We know that when we are talking of delta G for any reaction to be spontaneous, the the free energy change, that should be negative. Okay, so delta G is related to E naught cell as minus NF E naught cell. Any reaction will be spontaneous only if the value of delta G that is equal to negative, right? For such reactions to be negative, the value of E naught cell has to be positive. Only those reactions are going to be spontaneous for which the value of delta G naught is negative and the value of E naught cell that is positive. Okay, then we come to a very important topic, that is electrode and cell potentials. Electrode and cell potentials. Nernst equation. Nernst equation. Nernst was a scientist who tried to give a relationship between the activities of the reactants and the products. Activities का मतलब होता है concentrations. Concentrations of the reactants and the products with E cell. That is the EMF of a cell, potential difference across a cell, right? So he said that any electrode potential or EMF of the cell, it depends upon the nature of the electrode. The EMF of the cell will depend upon, number one, nature of the electrode. It will depend upon temperature. And also it will depend upon what? Another third thing, that is the activities or concentration of the reactants and products, right? So depending upon this, he said that for any reaction, the Gibbs free energy delta G, that is equal to delta G naught plus 2.303 RT log of concentration of products, or you can say log of anode upon log of cathode. Concentration of the anode upon concentration of the cathode. Now we know that delta G that is equal to minus NFE cell, right? And delta G naught will be equal to minus NFE naught cell, NFE naught cell plus 2.303 RT log of concentration of anode upon concentration of cathode. ठीक है? Now solving this, what will we get? Solving this, we should get E cell that is equal to E naught cell minus 2.303 RT upon NF log of concentration of anode upon concentration of cathode. Right? Now taking into consideration the value of R and the value of T and the value of Faraday over here. So let's say that we are operating the cell at room temperature, which is 25 degrees Celsius, or in Kelvin if we are saying it is 298 Kelvin. Okay? So over here E cell that will become equal to E naught cell. So let's put the values minus 2.303, the value of R is 8.314 into 298 upon N into 96500 log of concentration of anode upon concentration of cathode. ठीक है? So solving this we have E naught cell minus 0.059 upon n log of concentration of anode upon concentration of cathode. This is what the E cell is. Right? But if we are taking it for a single electrode system, for single electrode system, the above reaction becomes E cell is equal to E naught cell minus 0.059 upon n log of concentration of the ionic state, Mn positive. Okay? Is it clear? So this is how we are going to calculate the Nernst equation. So we have a few questions for today. Let's see the questions. The first question is consider a reaction 2Ag positive plus Cd to give 2Ag plus Cd2 positive. The standard electrode potential for Ag positive to Ag and Cd2 positive to Cd couples are 0.80 volt and minus 0.40 volt respectively. What is the standard electrode potential for this reaction? So if you're looking at the reaction over here, the reaction is 2Ag positive plus Cd to give us Cd2 positive plus 2Ag. Okay, this is the reaction which is given to us over here. Now in this case, the electron exchange in both the cases that is going to be equal to 2. To balance the 2 electron exchange, we have taken 2 over here. Okay, so the electron exchange over here, it is going to be 2. Now we know that what is E naught cell? E naught cell is E cathode minus E anode. Okay, and they have given us the values for both. For the Ag couple, the value given is 0.80, and for the cadmium couple, it is minus 0.40 volt. Right? So one trick which you have to use over here is that you subtract the smaller value from the larger value. Otherwise, if you're looking at the reaction, Ag is getting reduced and cadmium is getting oxidized. Right? And over here, if Ag is getting reduced, so Ag is going to be the cathode and cadmium is going to be the anode. This thing is E naught cell is equal to E cathode minus E anode. So cathode over here, that is going to be Ag, where reduction is taking place. So the value of the cathode is 0.80 volt and the value of the anode is minus 0.40 volt. So we are just using a trick over here. You have to subtract the smaller value from the larger value. बड़ी value से छोटी value को minus करना है. ठीक है? So हमारे पास E naught cell क्या आ जाएगा? That will be equal to the larger value is 0.80 minus 0.40. That will become equal to 1.20 volt. The second part of the reaction is, of the question is, for the electrochemical cell in which this reaction takes place, which electrode is the negative electrode? Right? So we know that the negative electrode is always that electrode whose reduction potential has a smaller value. Okay? The negative electrode is always going to be that electrode which the reduction potential value is a smaller value. So, which is the smaller value over here? Cadmium. So, cadmium is going to be the anode, and anode in the electrochemical cell, that is negatively charged. Clear? So, this is how you were supposed to do this question. Let's go to question number 2. Question number 2 क्या है? Consider a cell cell they have given Zn slash Zn2 positive aqueous, and the concentration given is 1.0 molar. Saltbridge Cu2 positive, again concentration given is 1 molar slash Cu. ठीक है, this is the cell given to us in the question. The standard electrode potentials for Cu2 positive plus 2 is Cu is 0.35 and the other one that is minus 0.763 volt. Write down the cell reaction and calculate the EMF of the cell. So cell reaction at anode, what is happening? Zn loses 2 electrons to enter into Zn2 positive state. At cathode, Cu2 positive or Cu2 positive is going to gain 2 electrons to give us Cu. Overall reaction is going to be Zn plus Cu2 positive to give us Zn2 positive plus Cu. This is going to be the overall reaction, right? So if we are calculating the E0 cell, again बड़ी वैल्यू से छोटी वैल्यू को माइनस करते हैं. The larger value given to us is 0.35 minus 0.763. So what is going to be the answer over here? 1.113 volt. This is the answer. Okay? Then we go to question number 3. Question number 3 is the values of E0 of some of the reactions are given below. Reactions are given below. The first reaction they have given to us is I2 plus 2E negative to give us 2I negative, and the E0 value for this given is 0.54 volt. Okay? The second reaction is Cl2 plus 2 electrons to give 2 Cl negative, and E0 value you can also see in the question, the E0 value that is given as 1.36 volt. ठीक है? The third reaction given to us is Fe3 positive plus 1 electron to give us Fe2 positive, and the E0 value over here that is plus 0.76. Plus 0.76 volt. Then the next reaction given is for cerium Sc4 positive plus electron to give us Sc3 positive, and the E0 value is 1.60 volt. ठीक है? And then the last one is stannous Sn4 positive plus 2 electrons to give us Sn2 positive, and the E0 value given to us over here is 0.15 volt. Now looking at these values, you are supposed to answer the questions which are given below. The first one is whether Fe3 positive oxidizes cerium or not. When we are looking at the two values of cerium 4 positive and Fe3 positive, the value of cerium given to us is 1.60, right? And the value for iron given to us is how much? 0.76. Now they are asking whether Fe3 positive oxidizes cerium or not. It's minus 1.60. Achha, all oxidation potentials are only given. Now if oxidation of this has to take place, oxidation of cerium has to take place, in that case the value of E0 for this should be minus 1.60. If we are taking in terms of reduction potentials, isn't it? So the E0 cell for this reaction, that should be equal to what? E cathode minus E anode. We are saying that if cerium is being oxidized over here, the question is whether, cerium is being reduced over here, then what should be the value of E naught? Oxidation value of E naught should be minus 1.60 volt. So what will be the EMF? What will be the EMF? It will come as negative. Why? Because the formula which we are using over here is reduction potential is 0.76 and oxidation potential is minus 1.60. Okay, so we are going to get over here 0.76 minus 1.80 volt, which will come as minus 1.84 volt. ठीक है? So if it is minus 1.84 volt, the E naught cell over here is negative, so the reaction cannot take place. So the answer to the first question, that is going to be no. Got it? Then the second part of the question is whether I2 displaces chlorine from KCl. Now when we are talking of the reaction given to us, the reaction is I2 plus 2E negative to give us 2I negative, and the value of E naught for this reaction, that is given to us as 0.54 volt. ठीक है? Then when we are talking of the chemical reaction, that is I2 plus 2 KCl, they are asked whether KCl means chlorine will be displaced by iodine. So what is the value of chlorine over here? 1.36. So chlorine की जो displacement reaction है उसमें value आ जाएगी minus 1.36. ठीक है? So this comes to minus 0.824. Again, E naught of the cell that is coming as negative, so the reaction that cannot take place. So answer to this is also no. Then the last one is whether the reaction between FeCl3 and SnCl2 occur or not. SnCl2 and Fe3. Now when we are talking of Fe3, the value of Fe3 given to us is 0.76. And the value of Sn given to us is 0.15. So what is going to be the E naught over here? That is going to be equal to 0.76 minus 0.15, which will, when calculated, come as a positive value of 0.61. So this reaction can occur. And the answer to the last is yes. Got it? This is very important question with respect to your competitions. Whether the following reaction will take place or not. This is a conceptual question. ठीक है ना? So in this, what have you seen over here? जो second वाला part है, उन सब की हमने minus values लिए हैं. We've taken a minus value here, then over here also we took a minus value here, which has to be displaced is always taken in negative. Right? This I will explain you further when we are going to do the electrochemical series. That how do we do such type of questions. Okay? Then let's go to question number 4. Question number 4 is, what is the single electrode potential of a half cell of zinc electrode dipping in 0.01 molar zinc sulfate solution at 25 degrees Celsius? The standard electrode potential system is 0.763. So this is a very easy question. We just put the Nernst equation directly. The Nernst equation is E cell, E naught cell minus 0.059 upon n log of concentration of Zn2 positive. Okay, so if we are doing this, the value of E naught cell is given to us is 0.763 minus 0.059 upon 2 log of concentration 0.01. ठीक है. Now the value of 0.01 that will be equal to what? Concentrations given to us as 0.01 only na. So we will have 0.763 minus 0.0295 log of 10 raised to power minus 2. ठीक है. This is how we do the logs. So we have 0.763 minus 0.0295, 2 log minus 2 log 10, that will be equal to minus 2. Right? So the answer to this question, it comes to 0.8221. 0.8221 volt. This is question number 4. Then let's go to question number 5. What is question number 5? The standard oxidation potential of zinc is 0.76 and that of silver is minus 0.80 volt. Calculate the EMF of the cell. They have given us Zn slash Zn2 positive. Concentration given to us is 0.25 molar. Double slash Ag. Ag positive to Ag, and the concentration of Ag given to us over here is 0.1. ठीक है. So let's calculate over here. We have to put the Nernst equation. E cell that is equal to E naught cell minus minus 0.059 upon 2 log of concentration of anode upon concentration of cathode. Now in this case we have to first calculate the E naught cell which is not given to us. So E naught cell that is equal to बड़ी वैल्यू से छोटी वैल्यू को माइनस करते हैं. बड़ी वैल्यू हमको क्या दी है? It is given as 0. Both are in positive. Both are in positive only. So in that case we will add both this thing. One is 0.76 plus 0.80. Okay. So what are we getting over here? The answer will come to 1 point how much? 1.56. ठीक है. So let's put the value. E cell is equal to 1.56 minus 0.0295. ठीक है. Log of anode. Anode over here that is going to be zinc. So concentration of 0.25 upon 0.1 का square we have to take over here in order to balance the number of electrons. ठीक है. So I am going to first separately calculate the logs for you. So this can be written as log of 0.25 into 100. Log of 0.25 divided by 0.1 का square will become 100. ठीक है. 0.01. So that is 0.25 into 100. This becomes equal to log of 25. Log of 25 can be written as log of 5 का square, or it can be written as 2 log 5. ठीक है. The value of log of 5 is 0.6990. So this is 2 into 0.6990. So this becomes equal to 0, 18, 19, 13. 1.3980. ठीक है. So the value of log that is coming as 1.3980. Let's put the value over here now. We have 1.56 minus 0.0295 into what was the value of log coming? 1.3980. 1.3980. So when we calculate E cell over here, it is coming to 1.52 volts approximately. ठीक है? So today we are going to do only till here. Alright? In this chapter now we are only left with the EMF series and the batteries, which I guess we should complete in our next lecture. Okay?